Social anxiety has become a lot more prevalent and talked about in recent years. And I feel like it's something that people don't really explain how you can get over it. People just talk about having it, but people don't talk about how you can really get over it. Because social anxiety is something that I used to deal with heavily. I used to be super socially anxious, not wanting to talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere. And it was bad. I didn't like it, but I also didn't want to fix it. But luckily, I had parents force me to fix it. They put me in situations I don't want to be in that forced me to get up out my shell. And I feel like that's something that you got to do if you're dealing with social anxiety. Social anxiety is a real thing. I will never, people who say it's fake, it's not fake. I've dealt with social anxiety, so I can definitely attest to it being a real thing. So social anxiety, it feels bad because sometimes you want to talk to people, you want to be able to be social, but it's hard. And back in my sophomore year of high school, because I missed fresh, I didn't go to in-person school during my freshman year because it was a COVID year. But then I came in sophomore year, people had already knew each other from social medias, and I didn't really have social media. So I was coming in fresh, not knowing anybody, right? And I didn't really make friends. I had one close friend. Shout out to her. She was my best friend that year. Shout out her. That was really the only friend I made. And it was hard because I wanted to be social. I wanted to be part of some social groups, being able to talk to people easily, how some people made it seem. But I wasn't able to do it because I was just so stuck in my shell. And it made it even harder that I hadn't built no connections prior to coming into the school because I didn't have access to social media and I didn't go to hybrid school the year before. I was just straight at home because I had to be at home because there was a family incident, right? So here comes sophomore year. I'm struggling bad. Some stuff happened, just dealing with a whole lot of mental stuff. And that also stifled my social development, right? I was real emotional that year. It was a real bad year for me. And I was a recluse. It was bad. Me and my family joke about it to this day about how they thought I was just gonna keep going downhill because of my sophomore year. They said they were real worried because of that year. It was real bad, y'all. It was one of my worst years. Probably my worst year, honestly. But that was my peak social anxiety. There were also times when I was younger when my parents wanted me to talk to somebody and I would be like, no, I don't want to. Now it's really just me being socially anxious. And it's not something I'm proud of, but it's something I'm glad I got through. I'm proud that I got through it. And shout out to my parents once again. They helped me through it. They forced me into situations. They made me talk to people even when I didn't want to. So nowadays, if I ever let myself get nervous about talking to somebody, I just gotta force myself into the situation like my parents did because now they're not here to do it necessarily because I'm in college now. So now I gotta force myself to do it myself. And yeah, it's been easier. It's definitely way easier to talk to people now, talk to new people. But I just feel like if you want to get over your social anxiety, no matter how hard it is, I know it's hard. I know this is much easier said than done. You have to make yourself talk to those people. You have to, because if you don't, then you're just gonna be stuck. And you don't wanna be stuck being socially anxious into your adult years. I feel like it's a lot more prevalent in teenagers and younger kids. You don't want that to carry over into your adult years. That can stifle your career because a lot of careers, you gotta do an interview. And if you have social anxiety, it's gonna be hard to do interviews because you gotta talk, you gotta answer questions, you gotta be personable and stuff like that. So I'm actually real good at interviews now. Whenever I have an interview, I feel like I do real good at it. I'm able to be personable with somebody, a lot more personable than I used to be. Just once again, just being forced into situations where I had to be social. I had to talk to people. I had to be around a lot of people and just had to, my parents they forced me, said, Caleb, go talk to this person. Caleb, go talk to them, right? And it just they rewired my brain essentially into becoming not having social anxiety. And definitely not to the level I had it. I was at a 98% level. I would say 20%, because there's still something there. I wouldn't call myself having social anxiety no more. I'm not gonna claim that no more, right? But really, you just gotta put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You have to. And if you really wanna get over it, because I know people that have it that wanna get over it, but if you don't, then if you wanna be stuck like that, then I know that's tough. But most people have conditions where it's like they can't get over and stuff like that. But if you want to, and you have the capabilities to, you have to put yourself in those situations that can help you get over. You have to rewire your brain to think, I'm not scared. Why am I being scared to talk to people? There are people just like me. Even when it comes to talking to girls, I still get nervous talking to girls. I'm not saying I'm completely out the woods of that, but I've definitely gotten a lot better. I'm able to talk to a girl I like just regularly and not be like sweating bricks and stuff like that, or peeing my pants and stuff like that. I'm able to do it semi-normally, right? Back in the day, I used to not even be able to approach a girl that I liked. I would just look at her in class and then it would just be raps. It would be cooks. If she said hi to me in the hallway, I would look the other way. It was that bad, bro. I was done. I was cooked. Like I got over that with the help of my parents. But the biggest thing is put yourself in those uncomfortable situations. You have to. It's the only way. I believe you can do it. You can get over it. I know you can. And if I didn't believe you could do it, I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'm talking to you right now. You can get through this. Social anxiety does not have to be a permanent thing that you deal with your entire life. You can get through it. Just put yourself in those situations that you may not like, but in the long run, you're gonna be thanking yourself for putting yourself in those situations because you're gonna get through your social anxiety. Or at least bring it down some notches, because you may not be able to get rid of it fully. It's very few people who have zero social anxiety. Very few. But if you can take it down some notches a lot, that's a win. I believe in you can do it. So go do it, please.